Hello guys and welcome to another commentary. This time I will shoutcast one of my ladder replays between me and Touch, who's actually also in my team. So we both are clanmates. And this game is one of the ladder games that I actually met him out right here. Yeah, so the map is Engine Isle and he's starting on the bottom position, which is really good for him because on Engine Isle you have really good trees where you can actually hide your wisps all over the map. So for example you can put them over here, maybe I guess over here, over here, over here, and melee units like ghouls or the Death Knight cannot reach those wisps, so they're pretty safe except versus range units like fiends or gargoyles. For the top part, that's actually the same. You also have a few trees over here where you can put your wisps on, and well, you seem to be safe, at least for the early game. If the undead goes for a ghoul rush, then there's actually nothing that the undead can do except for going for archers and demon hunter. So I went for a crypt altar build order. Sometimes I decide to play a three-way opening, which means I'll build 3 buildings at the same time, only versus Night Elf though. That's altar, crypt, and of course the ziggurat at the same time. So I start with 3 acolytes for like a couple of seconds until I build my 4th acolyte and my 5th at the same afterwards. Usually I scout with ghoul, but once you go with this opening with the crypt altar, then most likely I decide to scout with an acolyte, because I'd rather prefer to save my wood income, which means that if I'll scout with the ghoul, then of course I'll get less wood income for a few minutes, which is pretty bad in my opinion on these special maps. And also I knew that Touch is going for a warden, since he's most of the time playing warden only versus undead. And yeah, I kinda expected that already on this map, so I went for, well, as you can see, I still got the skill point up there. And once I know he's going for any other hero than the demon hunter, then well, I guess most of the time I prefer to skill Death Coil, because then there's no mana burn anymore, and I don't really think that you actually need the unholy aura versus any other hero, because well, Coil seems pretty fine. You don't get mana burn since there's no demon hunter, and well, it makes it a bit easier for yourself to chase the archers down or call your own units. So I went for an early take, 22 supply tech, and I still save up my ghouls in my base. Sometimes I put them, or well, I put them right to my DK, and just try to search for a fight and spread all those ghouls, which means that I can put like 1 ghoul on 1 wisp, or maybe 2 ghouls on 1 wisp, and at the same time I put more ghouls on other wisps, so he's forced to play on high micro games. And well, not every single player can actually hold that, because well, either way they lack of micro or they're not really well prepared for ghoul rush. So as you can see, and like I mentioned before, I put all of my ghouls now into this fight except 1, because you still need that wood income. I've seen many replays before for between Chinese players, well, Chinese undead players and versus Night Elves, and somehow everyone, at least from the Chinese undeads who play undead, most likely put their wisps, their ghouls right next into the fight, which means they have absolutely no income. And well, once they reach tier 2, they're pretty screwed, because they don't have enough wood for a second hero, or either way for a second hero and a tier 2 building, which is pretty bad. So of course he's trying to snap off all of those ghouls, which are close to the death, and he managed to kill this one, while I'm, as you can see, trying to get a few wisps out of here. And well, I don't get why he's not really saving his wisps, because like I said in the beginning of the game, this is like the best part, or well, about this map as a Night Elf player, because you can hide your wisps pretty well, so you don't have to be afraid of losing your wisps versus melee units such as ghouls. So since he lost all of his archers except one, because this archer also got attacked by I guess 2 or 3 ghouls at the same time while I was harassing his wisps a bit. He just lost all of those archers and he's not really able to hold this push at the moment because there are too many ghouls. And also I decided for Unholy Aura first because I guess, well, if you want to surround archers then it's better to go for Aura first because of the extra movement speed. And if you're positioned in moments you can easily surround them if you're also able to. Yeah, so of course he decides for Naga second because, well, this push seems to be a bit hard for him. So second hero is the way to hold this push. And as you can see, he just managed to kill 2 ghouls, but also he was forced to cancel his Hunter's Hole, which means that his tier 2 buildings are way too late. And he already reached tier 2 and his Hunter's Hole is not even up yet. Which means there will be no Drides for the next 2-3 minutes. Well, I'm actually able to go to tier 3 without any problems. He's trying to chase down this ghoul, and I guess he will be able due to the Shadow Strike dot on my ghoul and the slow, and the ghoul dies. So my Death Knight is still level 1. I'm sitting on 22 supply. He's sitting on 26 at the moment, so he's sitting on 4 more supply than I actually have at this position, or well, at this moment. And well, but as you can see, I'm almost done with tier 3. I'm sitting at like 70% soon, while he's still sitting on tier 2. His Hunter's Hole is not even up yet, so the extra supply that he actually owns right here is not really necessary and helpful in this position, because once I'll reach my tier 3 tech, I got my Lich up with the Orb of Corruption, which deals him -5 armor once it hits them. He's in a pretty bad position actually, because I can easily push with my Frenzy Ghouls with my stage shoes since my Slaughterhouse is up already. And well, his Warden is level 3 already, and somehow he's not picking up the Lion Horn of Stormwind. Well, even though it's a bad item, it doesn't really matter because you can still pick it up and sell it, which means that you get extra gold. But somehow he totally forgot about that and just laid on the ground. So one of also the most important parts on this map, and I guess this Engine of War just finished the creep. So well, what I was going to say is that as a Night Elf you should make sure, or you have to make sure that you can creep any single spots here with the Engine of War, because Engine Isle is not really the best map where you can creep without any bears, since there are a lot of creeps going on and they deal a huge amount of damage around your whole army. Because as you can see, there's a Gnoll Assassin at this spot, even though it's only one, but either way, well, he's spreading his gift arrow, which means his poison arrow, which means that he's well, just spreading all of your army so everyone gets hurt by it, and your army's kinda well, getting not that low, but still losing a few HP though. At this position, even though I reached tier 3, a lot of people would say, okay, why are you not rushing yet? I'm still sitting on level 2 with my Death Knight, because, so as you can see, I really need that level 3 for the level 2 coil, which means that I can also help my Lich in crucial moments. If he wants to kill that Lich, and I have no potion of invulnerability or another level 2 coil, and as you can see, he got the Warden level 3 and the Nargis Sea Witch level 2 already, then well, with the level 1 coil there's not much that you can actually do, and that's why I'm also going for Dark Ranger as a third hero. She's probably the best pickup if you play versus Warden. It doesn't matter if it's Warden solo or, well, Warden Panda or Warden Naga Sea Witch. You can always go for the Dark Ranger. Yeah, well, one bad aspect of this map for a Night Elf maybe is for their second hero. As you can see, his second hero is only level 2.5. Now I'm trying to creepjack his army, his true berserkers, which are also one important, well, actually key unit for the next fight, or well, for the upcoming fight actually. And if he's losing those two, then he's pretty screwed in my opinion. So he lost this one already, and there's nothing that he can actually, well, do in this position, because like as you guys saw before, his Hunter's Hole got laid way too late, and his buildings, everything as you can see here is pretty, well, got pretty delayed. His Ancient Lord came a bit too late, way too late. His Barras only got adept training because he didn't even reach tier 3 yet, so I make sure that I can kill all those Barras. And yeah, so he's sitting on, well, since I'm sitting on 38 supply and he only on 22, he's not really able to do anything right here. So he types GG and leaves the game, and this is the game where, well, I managed to win pretty easily, actually. And this is, I guess, a pretty good replay for especially Night Elf players, even though the Night Elf lost here, but you can see how bad it is once you get, once you have to cancel your Huntress all, because then your Ancient of Lores, which means your tier 2 buildings, are getting delayed way too hard, and it's really hard to come back from a tier 3 push. That's why I was going for the tier 3 push once I reached it and had my level 3 Death Knight. I was expecting him to creep this red spot when I bought my Dark Ranger, creep this spot. So, well, I was trying to creep check him, but yeah, I couldn't really find him over there. So I went for the red spot. Couldn't find him there either, and yeah, so I just went on for the base, found his berserkers and finished them. For the next replay, if there are any suggestions, then just let me know in the comments, because I got like 3 new replays that I can actually, that I'm going to make a commentary soon, which will be a human orc in mirror game. So yeah, if there's any interesting match that you actually want to have to get shoutcasted or commentated, then